Sam? We're good? All right. Good afternoon, everyone. The time is 5:47 p.m. and the April 20th, 2026 Lebanon City Schools Board of Educational regular meeting will now come to order. If y'all could stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Ms. Irvin, can you do the roll, please?
Mr. McCutcheon?
Here.
Mr. Gliotti?
Here.
Mr. Lane?
Here.
Mrs. Dalton?
Here.
Mrs. Cope?
Here.
Next, I will turn everything over to Mr. Severs for our Community Builders Program.
Hello, I'm Isaac Severs. I'm superintendent. Welcome to tonight's board meeting. We are going to start tonight by recognizing students from Bowman for your awesome work as students, as citizens, as friends, as leaders. So this program is recognized as our Community Builders, and originally started as Student and Staff of the Month. And our desire was to try to connect it to our mission, to catch kids doing the right things, to identify and to call out and to recognize what we think it looks like when you're building community with your classmates, with your peers, maybe a sports team or things outside of school. In our district, we have over 5,200 students, and tonight we're recognizing 8. And so this is an awesome opportunity for us to say, you guys are doing great things, and we're so thankful for what you're doing to be welcoming and supportive and great friends in your classroom. And so just to give you a little bit of idea of how this is going to go, so parents and kids can know what to expect, the board members are going to come in front of the table, and we're going to call you up to the podium over there one at a time, okay? And so then they're going to read something about you from the teachers or the staff members who have nominated you for the recognition. So just stand there and smile so mom and dad or grandma and grandpa can get a picture of you. Grandma and grandpa, mom and dad, whoever is here, feel free to come to the front and get a picture. This will be something that you'll want to capture. They'll read it out loud, kiddos, and then you'll just walk down and you'll see all the people will be lined up. Shake their hand, and when you come to the end, we have a sign for you. It's a yard sign. We're not going to give you the metal sticks. They're over here for later for obvious reasons. But if you can pick up your certificate, they're going to read a little bit of the certificate tonight, but if you open it up on the inside, all that was written about your kid is on the inside. So there's a longer version in there. We hope that you'll display that and have that at home. Also, feel free to put this in your yard. And then when everybody asks what this is about, then you have a chance to brag about your kid a little bit and talk about the great things that they're doing. I live in a neighborhood that has an HOA. I've seen some of them, so just disregard your HOA rules and go ahead and put it out, okay? I love seeing them when we drive around town. And then you'll go back to your seat with your sign, and at the end, we'll bring you all back up at one time for a big picture with the Board of Education. And we have our communications person here that will take one photo, but at that time, parents, grandparents, whoever's here, feel free to say, no, wait, I gotta get my picture too. Then we will end this portion of the agenda afterwards, give you a chance to clear out if you have other places to go before we start the rest of our board meeting, or you're welcome to stay if you'd like to be entertained by a board meeting. Tonight, we also have one other high school student being recognized this evening. And so what we'll do is we'll send, when the kids get done with that, I will go to the podium and recognize the high school student before we take the pictures. Board members, if that's okay with you. So with that said, we're gonna ask the board members to come forward. And we do have Caitlin Berger. She's a high school student here. Caitlin likes to shake hands, but if the Bowman administrator that's here, Mr. Ferrero, if you'd like to come forward, you get to shake hands also, and you can fight Caitlin for the sign hander outer. Caitlin likes that job, but you're welcome to fight her for it. Sure.
So our first person is going to be Ruby Picard. Is she here? Oh, is that Bob? Is it on? No? Yeah.
Now we should work.
Is it on? All right. So Ruby Picard, I don't think she's here. No? All right, I'll go ahead and read hers. Ruby builds our community every day just by being herself. She's always the first one to jump in and help a friend who's feeling stuck, making everyone feel like they have a teammate in the classroom. With her hardworking spirit and big heart, she shows her classmates what it looks like to be a kind and focused leader. Her effort doesn't just help her own learning, it encourages her friends to try their best and be brave too. Whether she's sharing a kind word or working hard on a project, Ruby makes the classroom feel like a supportive community. We are so lucky to have her leading by example and lifting others up every single day. And she was nominated by Miss Sturgis.
All right, good evening, everybody. I'd like to invite Zaya Ballard to come up. Is Zaya here?
You're shy.
That's all right. Zaya, I'm Mike. I'm really proud of you. Good job. Now, let me read some things about you here. It's great to meet you. One of the most memorable examples of Zaya's character is how she consistently supports others both in class and during recess. In the classroom, she notices when classmates are struggling with an assignment or feeling unsure, and she quietly offers guidance, encouragement, or a smile that instantly puts them at ease. She doesn't just help with work, she makes students feel capable and confident, fostering an atmosphere where everyone wants to do their best. Zaya is truly a ray of sunshine. She's hiding right now. She radiates positivity, constantly fostering excellence, kindness, helpfulness, and mutual respect in ways that go well beyond merely following the rules or finishing assignments. And she was nominated by Mrs. Jenkins. All right, outstanding. Let's see, now I would like to invite Zyler Jack to come up. Zyler here. Nope, no Zyler. Well, let's talk about Zyler for just a moment. Zyler builds community at our school through his kind, spunky, and inclusive spirit. He has a unique gift for noticing when a peer or even a teacher is having a hard day or stepping in to cheer them up. Whether in the classroom or in reading club, Zyler makes everyone feel welcomed by inviting them into games and activities. Zyler's contagious smile and bright ideas during story time help spark excitement and engagement throughout the whole group. By looking out for the well-being of others and participating with such joy, Zyler makes our school a much happier place to be. And Zyler was nominated by Ms. Stewart and Mrs. Mino. So congratulations to Zyler. We will get this to Zyler. Thank you.
Okay, I would like to have Curtis Cody. Come on up. Curtis, I'm going to let you stand here. You can- Let's go right here. And then everybody can take your picture while I read your. All right, you can smile over there. Curtis Cody is the definition of a quiet leader who builds a strong sense of community through his humble and respectful nature. While he is soft-spoken during lessons, his personality truly shines during brain breaks, where his contagious love for dancing encourages everyone to join in and be themselves. He is consistently the first person to offer a high five or a genuine good game, showing deep mutual respect for his peers. Curtis also demonstrates a strong commitment to his values through his weekly attendance at LifeWise, bringing that dedication back to our classroom. By leading through example rather than volume, he acts as a steady anchor for our school community. Ultimately, Curtis proves that you don't have to be the loudest person to have the biggest impact on those around you. And you were nominated by Mrs. McGinnis and Mrs. Mino. All right, next, let's have Leighton Till come forward. All right. It is an absolute honor to nominate Leighton as a community builder. In every school, you will find students doing the right thing, but you don't always find students that serve as the very heart of the classroom. Leighton is that student. She walks down the hall to our classroom with the biggest smile on her face, ready to take on the day. She greets every student with a smile when she walks in the door. Leighton is a leader through action. She is a constant model of our expected behaviors by being ready, respectful, and responsible each and every day. But what truly sets Leighton apart as a community builder is her heart. She treats everyone she meets with profound kindness. Because of Leighton, our classroom is a kinder, more focused, and more welcoming place. And you were nominated by Mrs. Gregg and Mrs. Anderson.
Okay, would Liam Brewer come up, please? Okay. Liam is a wonderful and positive presence who helps make our second grade classroom feel like a true community. He is consistently recognized for the kindness and respect he shows towards every person he meets, whether they are a classmate or an adult. By approaching each school day with curiosity and enthusiasm, Liam inspires those around him to be just as excited about learning. His welcoming attitude ensures that everyone feels included and supported in our daily activities. He truly stands for his ability to lead by example, proving that a positive spirit can bring people together. By simply being himself, he serves as a vital pillar of the Bowman community. And that was nominated, or he was nominated by Mrs. Hawley.
And next we'll have Hannah Martin. Hannah is a hardworking and curious learner who serves as a fantastic role model for everyone in our classroom. She builds community by leading group projects with confidence, ensuring that her team stays organized and on track. Her peers truly admire her generally kind nature, which helps create a friendly and supportive atmosphere. Teachers always appreciate how respectful she is in every situation, setting a high standard for how we treat one another. Her presence makes our school community stronger because she balances academic excellence with the heart for helping others. Don't ever stop doing that, right? Overall, Hannah is a vital part of our class who leads by example and makes everyone feel encouraged to do their best. Nominated by Ms. Patterson. And our final community builder of the evening is Avery Kruth. Are you smiling yet? All right, here we go. Avery Kruth truly exemplifies the spirit of a community builder through her outstanding kindness and commitment to the inclusion of Bowman Primary. By making sure everyone feels welcomed and valued, she creates a warm atmosphere where every student can thrive. Avery is also incredibly service-oriented, frequently helping her teachers with classroom tasks and organizing materials without even being asked. She doesn't just attend school, she actively works to strengthen the school culture and foster a true sense of belonging for everyone. Her thoughtful approach to friendship and learning makes her a tremendous addition to our classroom and a genuine role model for her peers. Nominated by Mrs. Tepe, Mrs. McLaughlin, and Mrs. Dugan. Mr. Severs, are we going to trade spots here?
I would like to invite Campbell Pullman and Mrs. Early to the front, please, if you guys would come forward. So, yeah, give them a round of applause. Campbell was recognized last week at a ceremony at the Warren County ESC as the 2026 Franklin B. Walter recipient for Lebanon High School, and she chose to recognize Mrs. Early as her teacher who made an impact on her. Campbell was characterized by her exceptional academic record, extensive musical involvement at the high school, and a deep-seated commitment to community leadership and service. She academically has excelled. She ranks 9th in her class of 380 students and has a weighted GPA of 4.509. She's taken a lot of rigorous courses, but what I found to be most impressive about Campbell was how involved she was and how she sought to blend her passions and the things that she wanted to utilize to impact the community around here. So I just want to talk for a moment about some of those things that really stood out to me. Campbell's legacy and the impact on our school community comes from her leadership and community service. Through her role with Key Club, she organized community projects for Four Paws for Ability, the Lebanon Public Library, and local homeless shelters. She's also found ways to utilize her aptitude and interest in the Spanish language to translate safety requirements for Spanish-speaking guests at Kings Island during her summer work on the Orion crew. She was also a founding member of the Spanish Club and spent over 70 hours tutoring Spanish students at the high school to improve their language proficiency. Outside of school, Campbell is heavily involved in the 4-H community at the county and state level. She was selected as one of 5 students in the state of Ohio to design a community solution to a problem they see, and her project advocated for the use of therapy dogs to support high school students' mental health. Formerly, Campbell has served as the vice president on the Junior Fair Board and also represented over 900 local families while working with local business owners and politicians to reimagine the fairground property. She's completed over 600 hours of community service, and it all aligns with her love for animals and her passion for helping others. She served as a 4-H day and overnight counselor. Her passion for therapy, education, and animals has led her to some amazing opportunities. Through the Reading with Raider program, she spent time at a local library with her own therapy dog to encourage students to love reading. She taught a therapy dog certification class to help local dog owners get their dogs certified, and also volunteered with Four Paws for Ability to assist individuals with disabilities. And she's utilized her alpacas, which I find to be extremely fascinating, and other animals to provide cheer and social interaction for residents at local nursing homes and a care center for autistic adults. Looking ahead, Campbell plans to major in Spanish education and intends to study abroad for a year in Spain to further her goal of becoming a public school teacher and advocate for English learners. I'm excited to introduce to you tonight Campbell Pullman and also her teacher, Mrs. Rachel Early, and who also taught her in Spanish and helped develop that love and passion for it. We wanted to take an opportunity to recognize them this evening because nobody else got to attend the banquet last week. And to just say we're proud of you, great job, and thank you for all the work you've done to make Lebanon City Schools a better place, but also the Lebanon community. Okay, thank you. So we're going to get a picture of her with the Board of Education, and this will be my opportunity to explain. I'm good. Go ahead. To the little guys in the room, what's going to happen next. So if you could do me a favor, what was your name again? Hannah. If you could do me a favor, I want you to bring your board, okay, with you. Everybody else, leave your boards at your desks. We have one more for Mom. Another picture for Mom here. If you could bring your board with you, you're going to hold it for a picture, okay? And then everybody else, all the other students that were recognized this evening, would you please come forward for a picture? We're going to get one group picture with the board from our communications person. She'll get out of the way and then let all of you grab your photo. So kids, come on ahead and go on up for the photo, please. That means Hannah gets to see it right here in the front. Hold that sign so they can see it, okay? A couple thank yous this evening. I want to thank Wendy Planica and Julie McGinty for helping to get all of these nominations and put them together for this evening. Thanks to the teachers. Thanks to the teachers for recognizing the great work of kids. And thanks to Witt's Frozen Custard for sponsoring this program. You'll see their logo there on the bottom of the sign. So we want to thank Witt's Frozen Custard also for their work.
You guys ready? All right. Keep smiling.
Can we get one more round of applause for our community builders this evening? So that's going to wrap up our student recognition portion of the board agenda tonight. Thank you so much for coming. You're welcome to stay. Parents, since they're so little, if you guys will grab the metal stakes over here along the wall. And take one of those with you so you can put your yard sign in. This would be a great opportunity for you to exit the room if you would like to. You're welcome to stay if you want.
Moving on to agenda section 6, the adoption of the agenda. I need a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments or questions about the agenda? Hearing none, Ms. Irvin, roll please.
Mr. Gliotti,
Yes.
Mrs. Cope,
Yes.
Mrs. Dalton,
Yes.
Mr. McCutcheon,
Yes.
Mr. Lane.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Section 7, communications and reports. A is hearing of the public. No one did sign up to speak. So that means we are moving on to Ms. Berger, student board member update.
Mike. Well, starting off, we just had prom on Saturday, so I waited to submit my presentation till this morning because I wanted to put all the pictures in. Overall, this is the first year we have done prom at the Savannah Center in Westchester. It used to be at Paul Brown, then moved to Great Wolf, and we got rid of dinner this year, so we were able to move locations, and we moved to the Savannah Center, which is where we have daylight prom, which is happening this Friday. I, from a student perspective, loved the Westchester area and loved having prom at the Savannah Center. It felt more promy, if that makes sense, but it was also beautifully decorated. I put these pictures in there because our theme was garden and we weren't really sure where we were going with it. Senior Student Council just sent Miss Lamb inspo board pictures from Pinterest, and she and her team did a great job decorating. And all of these flowers are real flowers, which was really fun. The place was beautiful. We had senior superlatives and court, and this is the first time we haven't had dinner, so there weren't as many tables. So there's a few kinks to work out for the future, just where people stand while that's happening, or just kind of the spacing. We ran out of cookies in like 10 minutes. So maybe order some cookies in the future, which I'm glad people liked them because I personally love the Savannah Center cookies. But it was great. I thought prom went very smooth. I personally really enjoyed it, and I know a lot of my peers did as well. We definitely overall consensus of we like the Savannah Center better than our past places. It overall was a great weekend, and I also love the Westchester Center because Westchester area because Topgolf and Main Event are right there. So we did not have after prom this year, and I know that was a big concern just from everybody at the high school, and then I kept hearing it out in the community. But I know so many people who went to Topgolf, I included, and Main Event were big hits from Lebanon prom. So it was really exciting. I have a quick update on graduation. That's kind of where we are now. We're getting the ball rolling for graduation. Mr. Brunk met with all of our speakers. So our commencement speaker is Miss Heidi Calvert. She has been with our senior class for 6 years. She started with us at the junior high, and Senior Student Council chose her as our commencement speaker, which I'm really excited about. I think she'll do a great job. Senior class president Kendall Heffel and I are both speaking at graduation, so we're currently trying to plan our speeches together so we don't overlap, but they're still similar. And then valedictorian and salutatorian Guinevere Markey and Landon Tully were also met with Brunk in the past week to talk about their speeches. So we're all preparing, we're all talking, getting ready for that, which is kind of terrifying. I have no idea what to speak about, but I'm excited, and I'm currently working on my speech. We also are starting to plan baccalaureate. So baccalaureate is not the school event. Senior Student Council is planning that, and Ava Long is our head baccalaureate person, and she has picked student speakers and a staff speaker who I don't have the name of yet. And then we have worship, so we're getting that started as well, and that's running very smoothly, and I love hearing student testimonies and student speakers, so I'm super excited about that. That'll be sometime in May. And then Mr. Brunk is planning our award ceremony and Walk Through the Years. Walk Through the Years is on May 15th, which is our seniors' last day of school. And then a quick update on Drake Passage. Drake Passage will be graduating both of our seniors on time, and one just completed her grad requirements and has earned a phlebotomy credential. She went with the career experience class and has been going up there in the afternoons and getting her phlebotomy license, which is super exciting. And I know this student, and Drake Passage has been the perfect placement for her. And it's really cool to see from just like a friend perspective, her grow and how well this program has done. So I'm super excited that she's graduating on time with a phlebotomy license.
That's excellent. Thanks for sharing that. It's been a really good year with Drake Passage. We weren't sure exactly what to expect going into it because of the new program replacing the alternative school, but there's been a lot of success there, and I think we'll continue to grow. But it's huge for us to get 2 graduates out of that program this first year and feel like we're helping kids get across the finish line. So, thanks, Caitlin. And I think you have to go back and coach junior high track. Is that correct?
I have pole vault. I need to help score.
Good luck with that.
But thank you. I love seeing you guys.
All right. This isn't her last meeting, is it?
No,
No.
will be next month.
All right.
Don't worry.
She has to come the entire summer, I think.
Yeah, she has to go through the whole summer.
We'll speak about that next week.
All right. Next would be the superintendent report, Mr. Severs.
I don't have anything planned for the evening.
Excellent. Moving on to board committee reports, Ms. Dalton.
I will save my April report for May.
Okay,
Just double up.
thank you. CAC committee, Mr. Gliotti.
We do not have an update this month.
Ms. Cope, legislative.
We really have nothing that's out of committee in particular, so we will wait for next month. Hopefully we'll have more.
They're on recess, right? I mean, they're back, they're campaigning, right?
And last, Warren County Career Center, Mr. Lane.
Yeah, I'll be very brief. I just want to give some updated numbers on a couple programs. They have offered, there were 858 applications at the Career Center. 141 students are waitlisted to see if there's openings in the programs they want. They always have a few fallouts in some programs. Kids change their mind over the summer or whatnot. But for example, heavy equipment has 40 kids hoping to get into that program, where they've confirmed 34 students. So offered and 34 have accepted. The electrical trades, 26 are waiting, and welding, 22 are waiting. All of these are employment as soon as you graduate programs, and they're really strong. We could double the heavy equipment. The problem is that's about a $300,000 expense a year, so you can't really double the heavy equipment. But there's so many good things going on there. Little known fact, and if some programs, for example, surgical technology, they have 12 confirmed out of 28 openings. So now that everybody that has to be in the program's in it, they'll open it up to like Middletown. So maybe there's some kids that would have gone to Butler Tech, or in Mason's case, St. Scarlet Oaks, that couldn't have gotten in. We will accept those students. So that's kind of the next phase to fill programs that are still available. Isaac and I have been to the Career Center graduation for the last few years, and you always see some random greens or purple robes out there, and it's from the Middletown or Mason or some other school districts that are not normally part of Warren County, but we fill in the gaps with some of those. But that's my update.
Does that mean that some Warren County students can go over to those?
Yeah, so the same thing will
Schools.
happen if, like, for heavy equipment, we might try to work with some of the local career centers and say, the problem is that program's
Distance.
just so popular
Okay.
everywhere that, like I said, we could double the funding in that and probably still fill it, would be my guess.
Very good. Thank you, Mike. Agenda Section 8, I need a motion to approve the minutes from our last board meeting dated March the 23rd.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments, or corrections on last month's minutes? Hearing none, Ms. Irvin, roll please.
Mrs. Dalton?
Yes.
Mrs. Cope?
Yes.
Mr. Gliotti?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Yes.
Mr. McCutcheon?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Agenda Section 9, financial. May I have a motion to approve the financial consent items A through H? The A through H, financial consent items.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Irvin, it's you.
I'm going to move pretty quickly for my presentation. This first slide is referencing at each of your seats, you have a pamphlet called your Tax Dollars Info Guide.
This is something we put together in partnership with Hamilton County ESC that is really a tool that we want to use for our community to be able to explain how property taxes work, what specifically is going on at Lebanon School District, but there's so much information packed in there. I wanted to give the board members each a copy. If anyone from the community is interested, that's out on our website. So it is a downloadable copy on the website. We don't have a lot of printed copies, but that is out there. And then also just highlighting that investments in learning video that we recently released. Great highlight of some of our programs. The next page, the next slide is just a picture that came out of this guide. So I just wanted to highlight one of those topics that we don't always understand is the property tax levy cycle. So if you get a chance, I'd love you to just take a look. It really is a cycle and it's hard to understand. So if you have any questions, I just wanted to throw this up there on the screen just to call your attention to this. And I know we'll be talking some more a little bit later. The next slide, I try to bring you an update periodically about student fees. And this is a comparison of this time last year versus this time this year. We always get an influx during graduation time of students that pay their fees. But as you can see, this is across the board. This is all of our school buildings. So again, just bringing this to your attention, bringing it to parents and just asking that they pay those fees. $500,000 is not a small amount of money, and that can support a lot of student programming. So we just ask that parents be aware and keep paying those fees.
Is this a combination of unpaid school lunches and class fees and sports fees and things like that, or is it just student?
I do not believe it includes lunches. I'm not sure. I would say it's probably inclusive of athletic fees, but I do not believe it includes lunches.
Okay, thank you.
And then the next few slides, I won't go into great detail. These are the slides that we always look at. With this particular slide, this is our forecast. If you notice, I included a line there at the bottom that gives you your remaining cash, your remaining cash on hand. So I wanted to add that in as a visual so you could see kind of where we're tracking from forecast to forecast. And then the next slide is a visual. The board just passed the cash balance policy. This is a look at where are we at with that policy. So the two red bars are the exceptions where we said we want to stay within 90 and 180 days. That gives you those exceptions. The green bar is the target. And so just showing you here, where are we at and where do we want to be? We are, I believe that's a orange bar. It's very difficult to see.
It says orange.
Yes, so that's where we're at. And then the blue is kind of that happy place. So I'll start including this on our monthly reports going forward. And then the next slide talks about our cash balance. I just wanted to highlight last month, we had a dip in our cash balance, and I said it was primarily property tax related. As you can tell, we got that tax payment, and we're right back up to where we thought we would be. And then the final is just what we always look at. Where should we be and where are we? And we are right on target, so looks good. That's all I have.
Yeah, let me go back to that slide. No, the next one. So the revenue is actually still higher than, so did we end up getting more, like, their advice was to not pay the second half, right? But it seems like a lot of people still pay the second half.
I think they are, yeah, so from the we have one more month to look. We have catch-up payments that happen in April, but it does look like it's pretty standard.
Yeah, there are a lot of
what
people
we
that
were
don't
gonna expect.
escrow, they just pay the whole year up
Yeah,
front.
but I was under the impression that Warren County didn't even send out the bill for the second half.
They never do. They look it up online and they pay the whole thing, or they double what their bill is.
Okay.
So, yeah, so it's very similar to what we were anticipating, which is good news for this year.
Is that it, Karen?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So B is your recommended financial reports for the month of March, and C would be your appropriations for the month of April. D is your amended certificate of estimated resources. E is a fund transfer.
Really quickly, I want to jump in here. Last month, you all approved creating a new fund for the marching band. This is the difference of what was collected versus what was actually spent, was $2,600. We're transferring that straight from the fee fund that it was collected in into the new marching band fund. And we will now start tracking the marching band fees completely separate from everything else. So what goes to the program stays in the program, and we have no question about what should be there.
F is a list of donations. G is to approve a memorandum of understanding between Butler County ESC and Lebanon Schools for audiology program. And H is to approve the student fee schedule for 2026-2027 school year. Any questions on agenda section 9A through H?
Isaac, how quickly then will those student fees be available for parents to see?
I mean, it's all based off of when the classes get scheduled and things for them. So they're not available like within for parents to pay them until classes get loaded later this summer.
Not necessarily to pay them, but if they wanted to even look at what those fees are, couldn't we just load those on the website? and say-
Yeah, I mean, I think we typically try to put those things out there on the high school or the junior high
A
website.
lot of
We
the
can-
handbooks even include
Yeah,
them.
we
Oh,
can-
good.
if you want us to share that, we can share that ahead of time about fees and things. But typically kindergarten, it's when they enroll, they get information about their fees.
Yeah, I guess I'm
By the
thinking,
end
the
of the
high
school
school
year.
was like 7 or 8 pages, right? So to get that out in
Yes.
front of people would
Yep,
probably be good.
and there's been changes to scheduling documents and course descriptions and things like that at the high school. And so a lot of that has made its way onto the website, which it wasn't before. We can add this to that. I'll talk to Mr. Brunk about that.
We are actually, so if you've seen Lakota, their website, they have a designated website for student fees. We are going to mirror that a little
nice.
bit and actually create just a whole student fee page.
Most of the fees really didn't change from what I looked, except like preschool.
So preschool is primarily related to the food cost. So we did a tiered increase. We were significantly lower than even our comparables in Lebanon with some of the private educators. So last year we bumped it up, and then this year we're approximately middle, but we noticed that the amount that we are charging for their snacks was significantly less than we're actually paying. So we bumped that up.
Yeah, because the rest of them are just a few bucks up from what I
I
can
mean,
tell.
I think that, we're talking about fees in a little bit here, but the reality is our expenses, we're starting to see things for purchasing for next year and things going up. Karen and I were in a meeting this morning. Our technology coordinator explained to us that the cost of a Chromebook has increased by 59%, I believe is what she said. Some 58% higher for a Chromebook next year than it was in previous years. And so that's going to limit our ability to kind of do some of the things that we've done. But I mean, that's just one example. That's it's a hard number, in a device that we know that kids get in 7th grade and carry with them for 6 years, but those costs are going up. And so we're starting to see that come in and what's happening with that. So, I mean, 58% increase on a Chromebook means we're buying less of them for next year to try to stay within our technology budget, so.
Any other comments? All right, hearing none, Ms. Irvin, roll, please.
Mr. Lane?
Yes.
Mr. McCutcheon?
Yes.
Mrs. Cope?
Yes.
Mrs. Dalton?
Yes.
Mr. Gliotti?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Agenda Section 10 is a public records request, and the board does acknowledge the receipt of the public records request as presented in your board packets. Agenda Section 11, Policies. I'm going to need a motion to approve the final reading of the following 4 policies, please.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Seaver, any comments about these 4 policies?
The sick leave was a change from when we renegotiated contracts, how much they can accumulate. We used to cap the accumulation of sick leave. Just as a reminder, sick leave is governed by Ohio law. Public employees get 15 sick days per year. They could accumulate up to 250, and then it was capped. Well, we took the cap off, but we didn't really change how much they can get paid out for in the past. So this was getting our contract language to match board policy. And so there's nothing really of change there in terms of not how we were practicing or, or operating before. The other thing was food service, and I don't know what that fancy word that Roy said was earlier, but something to do with mystery meat, and whether we're allowed to serve artificial meat in cafeterias or not, right? And you have-
Yeah, it's from, I think, the Department of Agriculture. I think it might be federal.
It is,
that
it's federal regulation.
It's, you're not allowed to say meat if it's not meat,
Correct.
which it just, I don't know, I'm just always in shock at what goes on in DC and Columbus with our legislators.
But, so it has to do with manufactured protein products,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, you're not allowed to call it meat.
You're not allowed to call it meat, it's not really meat, which is probably a good idea, but.
Like one
so-
of those like Beyond Burgers or something like that?
Yeah.
You
the-
can say,
You can-
you can call it a burger, you just can't call it meat.
You can't call it a hamburger, you have to call it
I don't know what.
whatever.
Doesn't have ham in it.
Exactly.
I mean, I think we're getting really far in the details here about the food service policy, but that's what the premise of the policy change was about, was to agree with federal policy and law on this, so.
And,
I don't know that we need to debate the merits of the Impossible Burger, but I do believe it's important for us to call it what it is if
Okay.
we're going to serve it to children. I think
Yes.
that's the gist of this policy.
and if any of our General Assembly members are watching this evening, we are having a track meet tonight, MEET. All right. All right. Any other comments on policies? All right. Ms. Irvin?
Mr. McCutcheon,
Yes.
Mr. Lane,
Yes.
Mrs. Cope,
Yes.
Mr. Gliotti,
Yes.
Mrs. Dalton.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, Agenda Section 12, I need a motion to approve the educational consent items A through E, please.
So moved.
Second.
We've gone through a process to update several curriculum textbooks. I don't have a whole lot. One of those, imagination, or the Imagine Learning and Illustrative Mathematics. So we've adopted an early childhood and math program. The Statistics and Probability with Applications, it's a new course being taught next year at Lebanon High School. You no longer are required to take Algebra 2. You could have some equivalent courses that are taken. We taught one for several years, and we didn't really like it. It's kind of math department and administrators thought we needed to look at another Algebra 2 alternative. And much like all of us when we were in school, there was an opportunity to take a class called Functions and Stats, or Stats and Trig. Trigonometry and statistics and probability are things that you may actually use in life. Algebra 2, even though I'm a former math teacher, I've never used Algebra 2 in my life. So this is a program, we think it's going to be really good for kids, statistics and probability, but we needed a textbook for it. American History Reconstruction to the Present. I think the last president that was mentioned in our previous book may have been Obama, but I think it was even before Obama. So we needed to update some of that curriculum, plus the books were falling apart. What we've done here is we've purchased classroom copies of the book, so they'll stay in the classroom for when we do the reading and things like that in class. So that's the same, it's the same publisher as our current textbook that we have. So I think that's all of them. Intro to into Literature actually is a program that we needed some new English language arts curriculum at the junior high. And so they've all gone through some research and process this year to get to this point of recommendation. So anybody have any questions, let me know. E is our board policy, and our contracts allow students to follow their parent if the parent is a full-time employee. I believe that is actually for this school year. Mike asked me if that was for next school year. Since it's a singular student, I believe it's a student whose parent is working for us, that they're following them now, so.
Any other comments about A through E? Questions? Hearing none, Ms. Irvin, roll, please.
Mr. Gliotti?
Yes.
Mrs. Dalton?
Yes.
Mrs. Cope?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Yes.
Mr. McCutcheon?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Agenda Section 13, I'm going to need a motion to approve the personnel consent items A through N, please. A through N.
So moved.
Second.
Right. A is a list of retirements. B is a list of resignations. C is a list of employments pending acceptable BCI FBI background check. D is our retire rehire from last month. E is some substitute employment. F is supplementals pending acceptable BCI FBI background check. G is a board resolution for the employment of non-licensed coaches. H is change of status. I is a list of volunteers. J1 is some leaves of absence, and J2 is the approval of additional unpaid days detailed in the report. K is special education stipends. L is extended school year services. M is one seasonal worker. And N is certified staff contracts for the 2026-2027 school year.
So Isaac, do we
Yeah.
think we have all the teacher retirements? Are we past that kind of dead date that they have to announce?
There's
that?
no date for them that requires them to announce by a certain date. The only thing that we have is if they tell us by a certain time in December, they don't have to go through the evaluation process. I think at this point in time, we've been pretty open with staff members about the need to help us hire. We are done hiring for next year as it sits right now. We have everybody hired up to this point in time besides the vacancy in Karen's department right now. And I think we have a food service worker at the high school.
What is your vacancy?
The payroll.
Payroll. It's on the agenda here. So we're still working on that one. But
And
all teach.
we did just have the retirement meeting for teachers, so I would imagine that.
I think
if
we're
there's
done
any
with,
one-
I think we're done with
yeah.
people announcing retirements. Obviously, we never know when a resignation is going to happen, but I feel pretty good about, where we are with retirements.
About how many teachers retired this year? You're just ballpark.
It wasn't
There
nearly as
weren't
many as
many.
last
There
year,
were
like,
maybe 4
I
there,
think I was gonna
5.
say 5 or 6, maybe max.
It was small.
It's
We
not,
think next year will be much larger.
we anticipate a
Oh, really?
larger, we anticipate next year. We already know of people who have told us they're retiring next year more than what we got this year. Who've announced sort of a year ahead of time for us. So I feel pretty good about where we're at with hiring. I think we're probably through the retirements, Mike, to answer your question. And now we'll just be dealing with resignations as they happen. Interesting thing, we were gonna be able to, we thought, reduce one section or one kindergarten teacher because of how enrollment has gone recently. I don't know if I told you guys this last month, but this year we had 290 kindergarten students. As of this morning, we have 316 already registered for kindergarten next year, who have started who have paperwork filled out online. Typically, in the months of June and July, we'll see an increase of 100 students in kindergarten because they forget and all of a sudden it's time. So if that pattern holds true, then we'll have a pretty big kindergarten enrollment, even a lot more. So we don't think we're going to be able, it's possible that we won't be able to reduce that kindergarten position based off of the enrollment that we're seeing right now.
So help me out. You said, what was the 290?
290 was our current kindergarten enrollment for this year. So
And
even
we're
after,
already at 316.
We're already at
And you think
316.
you're going to get 100 more?
well, that's the pattern we typically have.
Okay, so 50 to 100 more.
Yes.
Wow.
So now that would get us back to where we were prior to a dip that we've seen the last several years. But that dip was what was allowing us to kind of have less staff at Bowman, right? Like you can have one less teacher of kindergarten if your enrollment is down 30, 40 students because they're teaching a morning and an afternoon class. So if we see an increase of 40 to 50 students, we're going to have to look at adding that position back that we thought we were going to be able to reduce because of enrollment. So Brian is working with the Bowman administrators. We're getting regular updates on kindergarten enrollment. We're not sure. I mean, this is the first time we've put that bus, on the corner out there. It might have attracted a lot of attention this year.
I was just going to mention, that's excellent marketing. It's very
It was
well.
at the YMCA. It was down at Roy's shop for a while for
Yep.
people coming in on 63.
Very visible.
And we've done signs in the past on buses, but we try to, and it wasn't, I mean, the goal for us is to know before we get to summer as many kids as possible, right? And to put it in front of parents, like, it is time to register for kindergarten. And so I think that's been a very helpful thing to have. And so maybe we'll be up in enrollment, or maybe we've just gotten rid of the 100 kids that sign up late because they saw the bus. We don't know until we get there.
But even if only 40 more, instead of cutting one, you look like maybe you're adding one.
Our enrollment this year was, our class sizes were relatively
So
small
you
in
have
kindergarten.
room in all the other teachers too.
Yeah, we have our kindergarten class sizes this year were down pretty close to 20, and so we had some room for being able to absorb some additional.
Okay.
So yeah. But we're monitoring it, right? What does this mean for next year? And are the houses that are being built being bought by families with small children? We don't know until it happens, right? Not retirement people, apparently. They're all bringing kindergartners with them.
Well, they're only allowed to bring 0.7 per,
0.7. We've capped it. The city told us that. We were good.
just
No.
0.7 child
Point-
per house.
That's right. So that's, I don't even know how I get on that topic there. I apologize, but that's where we're at. I think that in terms of, that was staffing related, wasn't it? The other thing I just want to point out to all of you is there is a recommendation for a new high school girls basketball coach. On here, Kamar Morris is coming to us from Hamilton. The high school administration and athletic department handled those interviews. Mr. Brunk and Mr. Pantlin are very excited about what he brings to the table. They interviewed 10 people in the first round and narrowed it down to 3 for a second round, and made the recommendation to the HR department. So haven't had a chance to meet him yet, but hear great things. So that's kind of a high-profile position that typically gets some questions or attention, so I want to bring that up. And then the other things were special education stipend. That's something that's a contract amount. Intervention specialist teachers with special education, they either can get paid for IEP writing, or they have the ability to take some time, and most of the time they choose the stipend for it. So that's a negotiated thing that happens every year. Those people probably maybe didn't select it previously when others did or something. I don't know why they're just now doing it now. And then ESY is extended school year. So if we have any students whose IEPs require them to have any extended school year time over the summer to get hours for their therapy or services or anything for special education, we have to pay people to provide that service to them over the summer, so those people are on the list. But I think that's it for me.
Any other questions, comments? All right. Ms. Irvin, roll, please.
Mrs. Dalton,
Yes.
Mrs. Cope,
Yes.
Mr. Lane,
Yes.
Mr. McCutcheon.
Yes.
Mr. Gliotti.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Agenda Section 14, I need a motion to approve the revised Lebanon City Schools Facility Use Manual, which will be in effect July 1st of this year.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Seaver, any comment on that?
Yeah, so it's been a while since we've looked at facility use manual and updated anything. So this is where we're trying to capture the cost for renting facilities in our district or the additional services. And I'd asked Mr. Butler when we hired him as the business director several years ago to take a look at this, to make sure, now he's several years in the position, knowing the pain points that we had with things, what questions we were getting on a regular basis. So this is a complete overhaul. He also worked to get pricing and what other schools were charging for people to use an auditorium, for example, or what other schools were charging to use a turf field or a gym or whatever. So we tried to right-size that a little bit based off of where we were in the market. So this is putting everything in one spot, getting the rules, how to reserve facilities. We are still going to be utilizing FMX, which is available on our business department's website. So for people to go in and to reserve facilities and to use them. And within that system, then it will be more specific in terms of what charges and things like that are there. So this will be updated this summer. I think it's really good work for us. It's much far overdue. And makes it more clear, I think, hopefully for our community, what the expectations are and what the charges will be. So,
Not that it happens hardly if ever, but I noticed the track's not on here. So,
they would be considered a stadium rental probably. So if we're doing a,
so it'd be the turf stadium at
Yeah.
LHS.
yes. We have a, what's the name of it? Special Olympics uses the Barry facility some for practicing for Special Olympics, but I don't believe that we host a Special Olympics track meet here. I do know that the youth track program that's run, Tim, what's his name?
Oh, you put me on the spot.
Yeah, Tim.
Ellis.
Ellis,
Tim
yes.
Ellis, yeah.
Tim Ellis, I think but that's a feeder program. It's like, kind of like
Yeah.
youth basketball and youth baseball and softball and football. So, you're right, there isn't a whole lot of rentals, but if we would, it would be, because we'd have to open up restrooms, we'd have to do stuff like that, so we would
Right.
charge them for, the turf rental there. For a community group wanting to use it.
And they included the turf field at the DPC too, I noticed.
Yes,
It's in
so
there.
one of the updates for it would be, we didn't want to redo this thing. So when the gymnasium gets converted to the indoor training facility, in anticipation of that happening, we went ahead and did the research on what indoor turf spaces are going for in terms of rentals. And we put that information in there, yes. So that's a good catch. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Ms. Irvin?
Mr. McCutcheon.
Yes.
Mrs. Cope,
Yes.
Mrs. Dalton,
Yes.
Mr. Gliotti,
Yes.
Mr. Lane.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Section 15, board comments. Ms. Cope, anything to add?
I have nothing.
Mr. Gliotti?
None, thank you.
Ms. Dalton?
Yeah, I'd just like to commend, Mr. Dalton for getting all of our staffing in order so early. That's kind of a lot of preparation, and it must go towards possibly word around town, best place to work, so.
We're getting applicants when we have positions, which a lot of places are struggling to find them. So even Karen's recent vacancy, I think we had more applicants for this than we did on previous times where we had
More than
vacancies.
I've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Great.
So you think you'll have that filled soon? Is that right?
We've already done interviews, we've done phone screeners, we've called back
Excellent.
in persons. I don't know that we found the right person. We might have, but we're reviewing all the data, going through the applicants. And hopefully gonna finalize soon.
Perfect. I have no comments.
Excellent. All right. Agenda 16, I'm going to need a motion to adjourn this meeting, please.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Irvin, roll, please.
There we go. Mrs. Dalton?
Yes.
Mr. Gliotti?
Yes.
Mr. McCutcheon?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Yes.
Mrs. Cope?
Yes.
Motion carried.